Hi Wildings, welcome back to the Wilding Tarot YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching ads for me. It is the easiest and best way to support me on this channel so I can get more free readings to more people and have capitalism pay for people's tarot readings, which is basically my dream. So you could say I'm living my dream right now. I'm super excited about it. I haven't gotten over how quickly this channel got monetized, so yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, let's enjoy the vibes together before we get into today's video. I will kind of explain it. It's definitely not a video I was expecting just based on what Spirit asked me to channel today. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more fun and exciting, but it turned out to be for a lot of separation energies. A lot of people that are in separation situations apparently are going to be called to this reading, and this reading was for them. I was a little bit unexpected, but I'm glad that Spirit decided to channel these messages because I'm sure people need to hear them and need to stumble across this channel in some way. So yeah, we'll get into the video pretty quickly. It looks like we're just about done setting up our beautiful space. So let's start with this reading and let's see where it takes us. Okay Wildings, let's get started on today's video. As you can probably tell by the title, we're going to do a timeline comparison for then versus now for your person's sexy thoughts of you. I want to know what they were, what they started with, what their sexy thoughts were initially when you guys either met or just started to get serious or, you know, started dating or whatever. And then I want to know what their sexy thoughts of you are now. So yeah, Spirit is giving us a fun one today. I'm excited about it. And if you want to go ahead and choose either pile 1, 2, or 3, we'll get some channeled messages regarding how your person's thoughts of you have changed, especially from like any sort of initial sexy kind of thoughts to what their current day sexy thoughts are. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. Should be a fun one. It's a good one to do like leading up to Christmas and just like something fun. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Normally I blab on for a little bit, but I think this one's pretty straightforward. And yeah, I'm going to kind of make up how I'm going to lay it out as I go. I haven't really thought about this reading too much. I'll just kind of see what happens. So if each reading is slightly different, like if you're drawn to more than one reading and they're laid out differently, that's why. But yeah, let's get started. I'll leave you with a little freeze frame if you need a little bit more time without me distracting you. And we'll get into today's channeled messages. Hey there, part 1. Welcome to your reading for your person's then versus now sexy thoughts of you. So if you chose this beautiful iolite crystal, then this reading is probably for you, but using your intuition and discernment for every general reading to know which messages are for you, which ones are not for you, and which ones need to be slightly adjusted based on your situation or just like meditated on to understand the how this applies to your situation. But before we get into our channeled messages, it might be interesting to know that this crystal in particular has a lot to do with psychic wisdom, intuition, and your inner vision. So knowing like what crystal you're drawn to and why, like that's kind of cool. It's a very kind of 5D kind of energy, I would say. But let's get some channeled messages. We'll start with then. What was the initial sexy thoughts, please, Spirit? We have some initial sexy thoughts for pile 1, please. Get some initial So Jupiter is associated with the sacral chakra, which is the chakra of creation. It's where we store a lot of our sexual energy in relation to creation. So like the sexual energy that's, I would say, kind of a little bit more conscious than, say, the root chakra, that's more like concerned with kind of like the basic necessities of living, and a little bit the basic necessities of reproducing to repopulate the earth. This is kind of more of a higher consciousness of that energy. It's more of an intentional, like, I want to sleep with this person kind of energy. And there's actually like a lot of energies here. It seems like this person, like overall, I'm kind of getting the vibe that it's kind of like more soft central to begin with. I think that they wanted to maybe take things slower and kind of ravish your whole body a lot more. The 10th house of the world is Capricorn energy. It's associated with skin, hair, and like the basic skeletal body. So I would say that this person wanted to like run their fingers through your hair, trace their fingers all over your skin. And Gemini's rules the nervous system. So potentially making you shake or shiver, or just like arousing the senses through touch over the whole body. Because there's pretty much a very even distribution of energies over your whole body here. And it's not particularly kind of like straight for the groin kind of area. This Pluto energy is, because it co-rules Scorpio, and Scorpio rules the genitals. So, and Libra rules the external organs, whereas Scorpio is more the internal organs. So that energy is definitely there, but it's not the... it's not like overpowering. There's a lot of kind of shared energies here. Jupiter also rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules the hips and thighs. And the 6th house is ruled by Virgo, which rules like the abdomen, and also like just like the skin of the stomach. Aquarius rules the lower legs, particularly the calves and ankles. I am getting kind of like a little bit of maybe this person was initially considering doing some like bondage things, especially by your wrists and ankles, just with these two energies coming out, because that's where those energies kind of dominate. So yeah, it's very likely that your person kind of had those thoughts, but it was very mixed among like lots of just like general feelings of wanting to explore your body. We also have the Chiron placement, which this usually has to do with wounds. So whatever your person was imagining, you're kind of like a breath of fresh air for them, and it definitely felt like it had this kind of like healing kind of nature to their desires. Definitely it seems like they felt like they could maybe sexually express themselves with you a lot more than perhaps what they could with lovers in the past. There's definitely some like there's more intimacy, there's more closeness, there's more kind of feelings of safety, and like kind of less feelings of triggered, I'm kind of getting here. So yeah, I would definitely say that your person felt very safe and felt very, yeah, just like attracted to you. It does have a very soft quality though. The Libra card rules the external sexual organs, but also rules the lower back. It also rules the bladder and blood, so take that with like as you will. But yeah, there's just like very whole body kind of experience here from this person for sure. But let's see what else, and maybe if we can get some more specifics. about your person's first sexual thoughts of you. Can we have pile one's person's first sexual thoughts of them, please? Can you clarify this Queen of Cups energy, please? And this Page of Cups. And this Five of Cups. And this Ace of Cups. So yeah, this again is a lot of very sensual, connected, like emotional energy with all this Cups energy coming out. Cups rules the emotions, relationships, love kind of energy. So I would say this person definitely wasn't a kind of, at least initially, wasn't a kind of sexual connection that was fueled by like anything really physical or kind of passionate initially. Like that definitely like could have been there, like it's a very gentle presence, but I would say for the most part you guys were either like already in love by the time you started sleeping together, or like you were just like very deeply connected. You could potentially have been friends first and then feelings evolved from there. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of like emotional connectedness in these energies and just like kind of sensuality, I would say. And definitely their approach to you initially was very kind of calm, really wanting to explore your body. And I would say like almost like initially it was also a very kind of like spiritual and kind of dreamy experience for them as well, with this Hanged One in reverse, which is heavy Neptunian energy. I would say that this person definitely felt this healing energy with you because they had some blocked prana or blocked chi in their body, probably from past connections, but it seems like you felt like a better like partner, a better fit for them for sure. And they definitely felt like you were essentially their perfect balance. These are two heavy balancing energies. This is more of a Libra energy, which rules partnerships and also rules external sexual organs. So I would say, yeah, this person felt like you were a better fit for them. Definitely potentially a long-term commitment kind of fit as well. The Justice card traditionally rules marriage, and definitely more of the kind of legalities of marriage too, like more of the binding of marriage. So they definitely felt very connected and like well balanced with you. There was definitely a lot of emotion initially, like a lot of like love, and I'm sensing with this Seven of Pentacles energy, this is Saturn in Taurus energy. I'm sensing, because it came out in reverse, that they loved you, but you didn't feel like you constricted who they really were in any way Taurus can be very kind of like consistent and almost like confining of the self, and Saturn again is another kind of confining energy. Like both of those energies tend to be more confined. So yeah, I would say they felt a lot of love, but they never felt restricted by you in any way. And we've also got this moon in Aquarius energy, and this is heavy about honesty and trusting people with your secrets and knowing who to trust with your secrets. They definitely felt that energy with you. They felt like they could be more open and trust you with things that they'd potentially not been able to trust with other people in the past. This Ace of Cups, this is one of the only kind of intense, kind of loving cups cards that came out in reverse. This card is more about intimacy and kind of the pure potential of connection. I'm sensing that this is more about this Five of Cups in reverse. Like I don't think that they'd had this pure potential when it came to connections in the past. And they definitely didn't feel this kind of like intuitive kind of love with lots of synchronicities with anyone before. So yeah, like they definitely felt like they could open up to you, and that just made them want to connect with you more. But I'm definitely getting a sexual energy that's kind of like more emotional, more connected, more kind of like more sensual. I would say more feminine on both sides. Like it's not necessarily a super like intense, passionate kind of energy. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm getting from them. Initially very like sensual, but we'll reshuffle and we'll get some energies for you regarding how this has evolved. Okay, so we'll get some messages for you, Pile 1, in regards to how your person's sexual thoughts of you has changed. Any more messages about how Pile 1's sexual thoughts of them have changed? So Pile 1, there's still a heavy sensual element to this connection, but it's definitely been invigorated with, I would say, a little bit more fire with this solar eclipse revolution card coming out. The solar eclipse obviously represents the moon and the sun, which traditionally represent the yin and the yang, or the masculine and the feminine. So with this card, I'm sensing definitely an increased polarity. And I'm also sensing from this South Node card coming out, it gives me similar vibes to the Chiron placement that came out, but I would say that this person might be doing some healing in regards to kind of exploring maybe kinks with you sexually now, or they want to, like they feel more open to explore kinks with you now because they feel like more connected to you in some way. They feel more willing to be open and vulnerable and play with things like power and like these yin and yang energies and like maybe role play or dirty talk or anything like that, especially with this third house energy coming out. Like this is a heavy communication energy. So yeah, that definitely feels like there's more openness, probably more vulnerability, more willingness to explore things and explore like your body, your identity, their identity. They're probably much more open to areas of their body that maybe they were more afraid of or closed off from. And yeah, there's still this heavy like kind of sensual element with the Capricorn and the World card coming out though, because Capricorn rules things like the hair and the skin, so it's a very like kind of soft sensual energy when it comes to sexual energy. And we also still have a lot of water energy as well, which is very sensual. And I'm sensing as well from this card coming out that maybe they've become more intuitive with your body. They maybe understand it more, or you understand their body more. Like there's more yeah, there's more like intuitive understanding here for sure. And there's just like a lot more trust. There's still kind of this same, there's still kind of this similar like sensuality to it, but yeah, there's a little bit more trust and maybe a little bit more fire now. We have more messages for sexual thoughts now. Okay. Can I clarify this and the star card? And the Six of Wands energy. So there's definitely a lot more fire and passion now with the Devil and Queen of Wands coming out, and also the Page this time coming out in reverse. Like before it came out upright and was like kind of signifying this like more green or new kind of love energy. It feels like the love has solidified a lot more, and it's made your person a lot more comfortable to explore maybe more of their kind of more aggressive or kinky or assertive kind of side. And I think potentially sexually you guys are more compatible now, and they're definitely probably better at things in bed now, just like these two energies clarifying themselves each other. This Devil card is heavy Capricorn energy, so we still have a lot of Capricorn energy here, but the Devil card a lot of the time refers to kind of temptation, experience, knowledge. So yeah, your person's a lot more experienced with you, or they're more experienced with your energy if you guys aren't in connection right now. And so they're able to like sexually provide a better experience for you, I'm getting. And yeah, there's definitely been this change in charge. Like there's still kind of this kind of calm, intuitive, understanding each other's energy on a very deep level with this Queen of Cups coming out again. But this Queen of Wands energy, this is Pisces and Aries energy, and it's heavy, like it's essentially fire mixed with water. So last reading it was a very watery reading, whereas this reading there's a lot more fire, especially with this solar eclipse card coming out. So yeah, your person's definitely feels more comfortable being way more assertive, and also yeah, they've kind of evolved in this connection for sure. This Three of Wands energy, this is Sun in Aries energy. When it comes out in reverse, usually it refers to a lack of balance when it comes to giving and receiving equally. So there may be some sort of lack of balance right now. Either you've lost connection with this person, so you actually haven't been able to experience this shift in like sexual energy, or for whatever reason there's something going on where yeah, there's some sort of displacement that's occurred sexually, which is kind of weird because it's clarified by this star card, which this is a heavy kind of like wish fulfillment energy. It's definitely a honesty kind of energy, and definitely in the last reading there was lots of energy suggesting that this person could be super honest with you. So that honesty is still there, but there's some sort of displacement that comes from potentially not being able to use this honesty in some way. So either you are in separation, or there's things going on in your life that's made your sex life not as big a priority right now. So yeah, there's definitely something there that's or at least in your person's eyes isn't the best for them. It's not something that they're super happy with right now. Like they don't feel like they're kind of being able to give and get enough in some way. We also have this Six of Wands energy, which this is suggesting that this person's way more confident. This is a Jupiter in Leo energy, so it's a very fiery, expansive kind of energy. It's very similar to this Queen of Wands energy. Like it's definitely more of a fire, less of a water side of it. So yeah, your person like is way more confident, but for whatever reason they're not able to kind of perform right now. They definitely still see you as like either wifey or just like long-term commitment kind of material with this Justice card coming out. So yeah, whatever's going on, it's your person's not super content with it, but yeah, there's definitely been some sort of shift. Okay, so we have this Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, and meeting. So I would say that whatever this lack of balance is in your sexual connection right now, I think for some people you might be in a separation. Know that this person's coming. If it's not that, it's still a similar energy anyway. There's some sort of shift about to happen to rectify this imbalance. I just lost that card. Okay, so it's very likely that this person's like fantasizing and replaying sexual thoughts with you in their head. They're definitely feeling very charmed by this connection. I would say for a lot of you that you're in separation though, and for them or you, it's not time to reconnect right now. And this is probably why this energy came out in reverse. Just take that if it resonates though. If it's not a literal separation, it'll be like some sort of like sexual kind of like lull in some way. Can we get any there's some sort of change impending that you're going to need to surrender into, especially in terms of this person being able to express this energy. I would say for a lot of you, they haven't been able to express it yet and they want to. Yeah, and your sex life essentially will be more abundant very soon. We have some last oracles for pile 1, please. A new romantic cycle begins. Yeah, so for a lot of you, you're in some sort of separation or some sort of like lull sexually, but there's definitely a new romantic cycle coming. And if you are in separation, it's probably a good time to like do some meditation, do some envisioning, and call in whatever it is that you want. Whoops. Okay, so we have energy for this affirmation that pretty much involves letting go and letting the universe figure out its timing and its, yeah, so let go, let God. This is letting the universe guide you, trusting the divine timing kind of energy. So whatever stickiness is there sexually at the moment for you guys, just trust that it's all going to kind of shift, and in the right timing though. So don't force it, let it be. And yeah, just trust that like definitely this kind of sexual revolution is coming in for you for sure. But I think I'm going to leave that there, pile 1. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really needed today. I hope you're entertained at the very least. My name's Jade Rewilding, and it has been a pleasure reading for you today. And I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe to see me on your page again very, very soon. Until then, ciao. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading for your person's sexual thoughts of you then versus now. If you chose this beautiful ice quartz crystal, this reading is probably for you. But just using your intuition and discernment to know what messages are for you, which ones are not for you, and which ones maybe need to be slightly adjusted for your situation, based on whatever your kind of inner voice is telling you about that kind of adjustment that needs to be made. This ice quartz has a lot to do with purifying the body and mind, and reconnecting us with our purpose. So just know if you're drawn to this crystal, that is what the vibe is. So yeah, it's just interesting to know. But we're going to go ahead and get some channeled messages for your person's initial sexual thoughts and experience of you. We have some messages for pile 2's persons. So pile 1, this 5th house is the house of sex, pleasure, creativity, and just like romance and enjoyment. So it seems like this person definitely initially saw you as a very fulfilling, like sexually fulfilling experience that they would either like to have or were beginning to have. They definitely saw you as definitely a win. Like this was on their tally board. This was definitely high up on their kind of greatest hits energy I'm getting. You're definitely like one for their like Hall of Fame, I would say, just based on these energies. They were like very happy that they bagged you. I'm getting this fourth house energy. This is Cancer ruled, has a lot to do with chest, breast, and like breathing. So I'm definitely sensing that they were very attracted to your chest area. They might be a boob person, or just, yeah, very attracted to your chest in whatever way, depending on how you present. And I'm also getting that like they felt a lot of comfort and safety with you. The fourth house is our kind of roots, but also our comfort and security. This person definitely felt like you were a good fit for them. People really need to have sixth house compatibility because it rules lifestyle and routine. So yeah, I'm sensing from this card coming out that you were definitely a really, really good fit for them, and definitely met a lot of their sexual needs. Like Virgo is considered a very critical sign, but the criticism a lot of the time is covering up some sort of need that needs to be met. So when this card comes out, I always associate it with needs being met. So yeah, you definitely met this person's sexual needs. And I would say also felt like you were kind of pushing them out of their comfort zone a little bit, maybe learning some things sexually. This ninth house energy, this is ruled by Sagittarius, which is the forever philosopher, kind of learner, traveler, kind of experiencer kind of energy. So I'd say you gave them maybe some new experiences, definitely expanded their horizons, taught them some stuff, and probably allowed them to let go sexually a lot more than they have in the past. This Aquarius energy, this is very freedom seeking. It's an energy of kind of inner genius and individuality. So yeah, you definitely kind of brought out this person's more authentic self and allowed them to be free and to be themselves. And so yeah, sexually that was definitely very appealing to them initially. But let's get some more messages in regards to your person's first sexual thoughts of you. Clarify this strength energy. And this justice card, please. So pile 2, this again is heavy, like challenging this person's kind of view of sex and definitely expanding their view. This Page of Wands is a very kind of exploratory kind of energy, and this Temperance card corresponds with Sagittarius energy, which again is another kind of learning exploration kind of energy. This person definitely felt like you kind of broadened their horizons. You definitely expanded them sexually. They learned a lot from you. And yeah, they definitely felt like this connection offered them more. In Kabbalah Tarot, this Justice card is corresponding to kind of like this very, it's like a prodding energy. So like a kind of an energy encouraging someone to shift in some way, to just be a better kind of version of themselves. This Queen of Cups energy, this is a traditionally very calm and intuitive energy, and so it seems like your person like just learned a lot in this connection, especially about who they really are, and like definitely connected a lot more to kind of deeper parts of themselves and their psyche, and definitely in their emotions as well. And potentially like from your own calm and intuitive energy, like you created a lot of space for them to really explore all this stuff without judgment. However, this person definitely felt like this connection initially wasn't equal. This person seemed to feel like they didn't have as much to give as what they were getting. They definitely saw you as blessings, like a huge blessing, and it kind of activated some ego stuff for them. So both of these energies are heavy Leo energies, and they're both pretty much referencing pride and ego. The Strength card usually references that a little bit more directly, but this Mars in Leo, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, not Mars in Leo, sorry, Saturn in Taurus. For some reason I thought it was the Seven of Wands. I don't know why. I must have been reading a mix of cards. This is a Saturn in Taurus energy, so this can be a binding energy, maybe some fear of being bound in some way, some fear of like not being able to perform as well as potentially what you were, because Seven of Pentacles right way out can indicate success. So yeah, there's definitely some ego kind of challenge for this person here, but definitely what they were experiencing with you was enough for them to kind of challenge their own stuff, and essentially it encouraged them to improve rather than give up. Like I'm sensing that potentially they've wanted to give up, they've not known how to like follow through. But yeah, this Nine of Wands energy, there's something about you that's kind of making them want to persevere, and even though the future of this connection for them still kind of feels unknown, or maybe up in the air in some way, yeah, there's definitely some sort of desire to persist, even though everything's definitely not set in stone. You guys could be either fighting or in separation, or you know, like this might be new and there's no kind of for whatever reason there's kind of no like sureness for this person right now, but yeah, this person definitely wants to persist and give as good as they get by the sounds of it. But let's reshuffle and get some messages for their current sexual thoughts of you. Okay, let's do Spirit, sexual thoughts now. Can you Okay, sexually, there's definitely been a big shift for this person. This solar eclipse energy indicates some sort of revolution, especially in polarity, with the sun and the moon represented like this. The sun traditionally represents yang and masculine, and the moon traditionally represents yin and feminine. And we also have a lot of masculine energy here with the sun and Mars. This is our kind of masculine placement. And again, sun traditionally represents the masculine. We also have the black moon Lilith, which represents the feminine. But this, again, is another polarity card. It corresponds heavily with the high priestess energy. And the high priestess basically introduces polarity into the tarot deck. It introduces the concept of complementary opposites. So yeah, there's definitely been a big shift. A lot of polarity has changed between the two of you, and there's probably more sexual charge now than what there was in the past. This person's potentially evolved spiritually and probably pulled some stuff out of their unconscious that was not serving them, especially around their kind of ego stuff and their insecurities. And they're potentially kind of on a new level. They've maybe shifted away from people that weren't serving them and shifted towards people that challenge them to kind of be better. They're definitely evolving in a lot of ways, and it's definitely changing their sexual charge. They're definitely a lot more, I don't know, like I'm getting kind of like a lot more abundant, especially in their masculine energy as well, with this second house of owning coming out. Maybe you've shifted as well, because this is traditionally ruled by Venus and Taurus energy, so it is a fairly feminine energy. It's about receiving usually financial or material abundance in some way, or just like security. But yeah, this energy is definitely very interesting. And yeah, there definitely seems like there's been a big shift for them, which is, yeah, interesting to see. But let's find out a little bit more using this traditional tarot deck. Okay, so we have more feminine energy. Yeah, and more feminine energy, more mixed polarity. Could you clarify this Empress energy, please? And this King of Wands energy. And this Temperance. So yeah, we have a lot more polarity in this connection now. This is potentially a divine counterpart connection, or this person's potentially realized it's a divine counterpart connection with the King and Queen of Wands coming out. These energies are very passionate. They're usually very assertive. They're very courageous. This is usually strong sexual energy with these two cards coming out. It does seem like you've potentially more grown, if you resonate with the more feminine energy, you've potentially grown more into that, like, I don't chase, I attract energy. And this person's definitely much more intentional with what they kind of pursue. And yeah, like they're just like harnessing their masculine in terms of like what they put out a lot more intentionally. They're like pursuing things that are in much more alignment with them, and that they know are aligned for themselves. The Empress, when she comes out, a lot of the time it refers to someone who's much better with their self-care and much better with, yeah, just like, she's definitely better with like allowing herself to be like courted and ravished and like cared for and things like that. So yeah, it's just, there's just so much evolution here, especially with this Sagittarius energy coming out with this Temperance card. The Temperance energy refers to kind of like peace and serenity, so like inner peace and serenity, but as well it refers to someone who's got very balanced kind of 3D and 5D energies, like their higher self and their kind of more primal self are not at odds. They're very integrated, and that's essentially what creates this feeling of calm. But I would say with these two energies coming out in reverse, there's something like a little bit off about this energy in terms of like how it's playing out in the physical. Like potentially you're either in a separation or you're just like, there's maybe some disconnection or distance in some way. Like even though the two of you have evolved a lot, it seems like this hasn't been able to be put into action. This Four of Wands energy, this is a Venus in Aries energy. It's traditionally like a harmony and marriage card, and when it comes out in reverse, usually it refers to some sort of disharmony from not following through on what's started in some way. Like a lot of the time it refers to some sort of like abandonment of like the path, especially because this Ten of Cups card came out, and this is heavily about kind of alignment to your path, alignment to what feels good, and alignment to what brings you joy. So yeah, there's some sort of disconnect here in this connection. Like potentially you guys have not been able to experience this connection in the physical right now because there's some sort of disconnection or distance or separation or whatever. And so yeah, like know that like this energy has changed a lot, and it's likely that the sexual connection has changed a lot, but yeah, I don't think it's been able to be kind of acted on yet for whatever reason. But we'll get some oracles for you, pile 2. Yeah, there's a separation here, and this is why this has not been able to be acted on, or at least for the majority of people here, you're probably in a separation. But yeah, this separation needs to close. This connection needs to be rekindled, and it kind of needs to be seen through. It needs to go through this full Four of Wands energy, like finishing what was started. And yeah, that pretty much starts with connecting, talking. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of reconnection, especially with this Knight of Pentacles energy. This is like someone who makes moves essentially, and so I would expect this person to make moves towards you, especially if you resonate with this feminine energy. If you resonate with the masculine, it's probably time for you to make moves towards them. But yeah, this connection probably ended due to some sort of like ego issues, some mirroring that needed to be seen and healed before this connection could kind of reach its potential for the majority of people here. But yeah, it's now time for this connection to blossom into its full power, and definitely it's time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like there's probably been a lot of work that you've been doing behind the scenes, and yeah, it's definitely time to trust that it's all coming into fruition and all coming together for the two of you. Yeah, bring love into the situation, like especially if you're in separation and there's some like fear-based ego stuff coming up. Like work through those, realign with love as much as possible. Like probably there's not going to be any action until like love is realigned within the two of you. So do that, do it to the best of your ability. But let's get you a last affirmation. Okay, this is another kind of like divine counterpart sign with this yin yang symbol. So we have the universe and my inner self are harmoniously balanced. Yeah, like I think the balance within yourself feels good, and it's probably time for you to balance against an external energy now. So yeah, call it in, work through any fears, any blocks that you have remaining, and call it in. But I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed, or I hope you were entertained at the very least. My name's Jade Wilding, and it's been a pleasure reading for you today. If you can like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it because it'll help me stay on your feed for more intuitive tarot card readings like this. But until next time, ciao. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading for your person's initial versus now sexual thoughts of you. So if you chose this beautiful moonstone crystal, then this reading is probably for you. This is a very feminine energy crystal, so if you're drawn to that, it's just interesting to know like what you were drawn to. But yeah, let's get some channeled messages. Spirit, quick, let's have channeled messages for pile 3 in regards to the person's initial thoughts of them. So pile 3, this is heavy masculine energy, and in the masculine of these two energies, this can be kind of like kinky daddy kind of energy, especially coming out with this South Node energy. Capricorn rules the Devil card in the tarot, so it has a lot to do with being very experienced, or at least very aware of lots of kind of sexual play energy. And especially coming out with like just these kind of communicative, kind of cognitive energies, these tend to give off more masculine vibes, and a lot of the time reflect someone like heavily thinking about like sexual energy. Like I would say that there's, even though this person probably was fairly kind of like assertive, kinky, like very much in their masculine energy, there was probably this kind of like this authenticity, this like integration of the kind of animal with the higher self. Like this is not kinky to the abandon of like spirituality and like unconditional love in any way. It's just like kinky as a very integrated expression of the animal within, for sure. But yeah, it seems like your person definitely like had you on their mind a lot, and potentially had in their mind what they wanted to do to you a lot. Initially, I'm just getting a heavy kind of fiery sexual energy initially from this person towards you. But let's see what else we can uncover. Using this traditional tarot. Can we get some more sexual energy initially? Can we clarify this Hierophant energy? And the Tower energy, please. And the Three of Wands energy, please. And the Four of Cups energy, please. So I'm getting from this person that they might have been a little bit romantically stunted initially, like even though they were very sexual and there's a lot of sexual energy here, like I'm sensing that they maybe didn't want to face the inner kind of feelings within, the inner romantic, kind of any of their inner kind of more feminine expressions, I would say. There was definitely a lot that they were kind of compartmentalizing and a lot that they were kind of stuffing into a little box. I wouldn't say that was super toxic though, just based on this ninth house energy that came out. Like there definitely is a integrated wisdom to them. There's definitely some maturity. There's just some things in the shadow that are very kind of locked away for them in regards to kind of romance and commitment. There's probably a fear of commitment for this person, especially with these energies all coming out in reverse. The Hierophant a lot of the time represents ritual and tradition, so it can be a marriage card right way up, or just like some sort of like ritual of expression of like commitment and love. And the Nine of Swords coming out in reverse, like this energy is a Mars and Gemini energy, and it usually asks us to face directly the source of any fears and anxieties that we have within, and to stop over identifying with emotions to the point where we don't recognize that we have a like perspective outside of those emotions, and that they're kind of like passing things that we shouldn't make permanent decisions about, and we should definitely not let ourselves kind of self-destruct from them. So yeah, I think there was definitely some fear of commitment here for them, and definitely like kind of fear that there wouldn't be that security and stability. So they were kind of like shutting it all down so that they never had to face that inner desire within to actually have that desire, to have that partner, to have like either the mother of their children or just that permanent kind of nurturing energy in their life. For whatever reason, they didn't feel like they deserved it. And so they're definitely compartmentalizing a lot of their inner romantic and inner feminine energy, and like that kind of more loving, connected energy. I think they were afraid that like this connection, like either they weren't going to be able to fulfill your needs or you weren't going to be able to fulfill theirs in some way. So yeah, there was definitely this kind of need for shadow work to occur. Definitely a need for them to open their mind to different points of view and different possibilities, and to kind of let go some of their hang-ups when it comes to connection. They potentially could have been overly kind of taking initially with this Three of Wands energy coming out in reverse. Right way up, a lot of the time it refers to like a really good collaborative energy where people are giving and receiving equally, but in reverse a lot of the time it refers to someone who's it just refers to unevenness. And this Seven of Swords a lot of the time in reverse refers to someone who's kind of taken over by like toxic or unhelpful thoughts, and definitely someone who's kind of expecting someone else to kind of deceive or betray them in some way. So usually someone who's not overly open. So yeah, this person had a lot going on that was kind of preventing them from expressing a more romantic side of themselves, for sure. It was definitely coming from this place of protection though. And so yeah, there's definitely a lot of kind of like masculine, really kind of intriguing, engaging kind of sexual energies here, but then there's definitely underneath a lot of it initially, there was a lot of like, it wasn't like free prana, it wasn't free flow masculine. There was lots of just hang-ups, I would say, that would be attached to their kind of sexual energy initially. But let's reshuffle the cards and see how these energies have changed since you guys have, yeah, like evolved in this connection. Okay, let's get some messages regarding this person's current sexual thoughts of you. So I'm immediately sensing a lot more trust and potentially vulnerability with these energies, especially with the 7th house of partnerships coming out. This card doesn't come out unless a person feels like that they do have a partner, usually a forever partner or just someone who's really in their corner. I would say that a lot of this person's patterns have been shifting and changing. There's probably been some sort of sexual awakening or evolution for this person, for sure. And yeah, they're definitely much more abundant sexually than what they have been in the past with these energies. They've probably broadened their horizons and expanded a lot. And I'm sensing that they've probably invited a lot more sensuality into their experience, and feel a bit more comfortable kind of slowing down, and maybe meeting some more like kind of feminine needs in this connection, both their own and other people's, or yours more specifically, if you guys have already connected in this way in this time. There's a possibility that you haven't though, with this void of the course of moon coming out. Like, this often refers to some sort of like, it's a missing energy, so it can be a separation energy, or some kind of like stickiness that's stopping energies from being fully expressed. So there's definitely some sort of, there's something here. We'll find out from the tarot what this is exactly, but yeah, this person still has kind of that more kind of air kind of energy, a lot of masculine energy, but what's interesting is the Mercury card is rules the Magician card, and the Magician is the first masculine archetype in the tarot, and it's very much about someone who's very present and aware, who is also much more connected to godlike consciousness. So I would say with this energy coming out again, that it's kind of referring to this person evolving more towards that Magician archetype, and just becoming much more present and aware of their own stuff, as well as just like more present and aware sexually as well. but we'll clarify these energies using the traditional tarot. I'm going to take these 2 cards. We have more about how these sexual energies have changed. So weird how that like card laid itself out. Quick clarify this page of thank you. So this person definitely seems to be soul searching and not acting at this time, with a lot of these energies coming out in reverse that would traditionally represent someone who would be heavily acting on their thoughts and feelings. You guys might be in a separation just based on these energies, and this person might be a little bit celibate in some way right now, especially with the 7 of Cups card coming out. This energy is a Venus in Scorpio, and this is all about detoxing, sobriety, keeping a clear mind, and removing any kind of intoxications or confusions, and turning away from addiction. So it seems like this person, especially just based on how their sexual energies used to be, like potentially they're just like kind of hitting the pause and reset button and just like either not engaging sexually or engaging sexually very minimally right now. And they're just trying to figure some stuff out, like personally, especially to do with their masculine energy. They're definitely expanding their consciousness and seeing things from different points of view in this time. This 2 of Swords energy is a Moon in Libra energy, and it's about trying to be objective and trying to come into heart-mind alignment, definitely seeing 2 points of view and trying not to judge. And then this 8 of Swords is very similar. It's a Jupiter and Gemini energy, and yeah, again, it's about liberating the mind and allowing opposing points of view without judgment. This person probably realized that there was opportunity to like judge less, be more secure and stable within themselves, and be more like there was room for more integration. Like, not saying that they weren't integrated, but there was just there was more room to go deeper and find some more depth and find some more inner peace than potentially what they had in the past. I would say that they didn't even know kind of what they didn't know. Like, you can't know what you don't know, and this sexual connection definitely illuminated some things to them that they needed to work on. So yeah, I would say they seem celibate right now because this Knight of Wands is also in reverse, and this is a kind of heavy passion, action, doing, courage kind of energy, and that in reverse, clarified by the 7 of Cups. It's definitely giving me like, yeah, they're holding off. They're working on their stuff. They're probably working on their inner masculine energy, and also any like ego stuff that came from their conditioning that's potentially kind of making them seek more control, rather than what I'm sensing. What they want is like more freedom, but there's some sort of something within them that's seeking control in some way, and so they're trying to let go of a lot of stuff, and they're trying to learn a lot about what truly makes them happy and what's truly aligned for them sexually. But let's get some love oracles. Okay, yeah, this is all about reevaluation, gaining clarity and truth, protection and power. So yeah, this feels like very celibate energy. So interesting, like all these readings have been heavy separation energies. Okay, so this person's definitely not showing their hand. They're definitely keeping their cards close to their chest. But I would say they're like definitely not really engaging with anyone sexually, and if they are, it's probably a one-night stand. It's probably more of just like tension release than it is a proper kind of sexual experience. Because yeah, I think they're trying to overcome some of their kind of inner any kind of inner shadow that's still not serving them, still leading them astray. It's very likely that this is a twin flame connection of some kind with this energy coming out. But yeah, they're really trying to just like adjust how they're showing up in the world in general, but yeah, especially like adjusting their sexual energy so that they're I would say just healthier. Yeah, they're trying to cut loose any unhealthy habits that they have, anything that's not serving them, anything that's just like not good energy. Trying to get rid of it. But let's get some more oracles. Yeah, they're really purifying themselves in this time, so yeah, I really expect that they're not acting on any sexual kind of urges, and if they are, it's going to be very surface level, because yeah, they're trying to figure out some stuff, and they're trying to shift and evolve and let go of fears and figure out like what's coming from an authentic place and what's coming from a place of like either fear or conditioning or something. I think they're definitely looking for some room to surrender, and they're definitely working on some stuff very practically. It feels like they're kind of in a mix of these energies now, kind of like knowing that what will be, but they're also they're also like working on stuff very intentionally. Like they're not doing this kind of willy-nilly. Can we have an affirmation, please? Okay, so we have my mind, body, and soul are filled with harmonious healing energy. So I'd say this is a healing time for both of you, especially in regards to kind of sexual energies. It's just very interesting how all these cards played out. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there. That's a lot to kind of sit on for now. Hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you were entertained. My name is JB Wilding, and it's been a pleasure reading for you. I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe to keep me on your feed for more intuitive tarot card readings like this. But until next time, ciao.